it's green.
Funny button. Funny
All right,
button.
we should
Funny
be live.
button,
I'm gonna post the funny announcement. I need to at everyone. At everyone. Yes, I want to send this now, you bitch. There we go. Woo!
Yeah.
Alright, I got chat open in case people come in. Penny said she was going to be watching on chat, so Penny, if you could let me know if things are going through. Ah, there's Belle. Hello, Belle.
Hello.
Just a little guy.
Laugh at
Oh,
the little guy.
Corvid, that happened in another short story a little while back. That is a thing. He was adopted.
I think it was revealed in a couple different ways.
Yeah, it was revealed in a couple different ways, but yeah, he's adopted. He's here now.
Yeah.
He's here to stay.
I'm adopted.
Well, now that we've got people in here, I think we're good to like start like introducing some stuff. So, Scarlet, would you like to do that since you tend to like doing so?
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to DBA Short Story, a spin-off or offshoot of our, I had to take a second, of our flagship series Destruction Bench Agreement, in which each week revolving door of co-GMs, GMs, players, player characters comes around and deals with situation that has combinations of, well, both worldly and otherworldly affairs. While Data Bounties is another offshoot that focuses more on the combat, short stories and downtimes focus more on the RP. They are things that happen in canon, but are not streamed to the wider world, much like the proper show properly is. And with that, damn.
We should probably introduce the premise of this one and who's all in it, shouldn't we?
That's a fair assessment. I think that Roche should go first, because they're the,
initiator of the idea. Well, hello there, everybody. It's me, Roche. You might recognize me from such hits as Slime and Lizard. Today, short story is taking place in Kevia's office, because there was a meeting scheduled by someone, but also, maybe Kevia has some other reasons for why Eneb is here. Because Nicole wanted to tell something to Kevia. You might wonder, oh man, what the fuck? Nicole? Why? That's what we'll get into, eventually. Speaking of, eventually, we should eventually introduce the rest of us. So, Poco?
Oh, hello. I'm Poco. I'm the player of the long not seen character Eneb. I kind of forgot how to do their voice. It's been a little bit. Hi.
Baby.
Pog.
Baby.
Scarlet.
I'm playing Kevia Vanderbelt. I've not forgotten how to do her voice. I do it constantly. Matriarch of the local supervillain Slaughter Everyone family. Wonder why she's here.
It's almost like she lives here.
It's not like it's
Shut
her
the
house.
fuck up! Shut up! Shut up!
But, speaking of, seeing...
Hi.
Yeah, there's James.
I'm Yeah, I have the camera. That's how we are seeing everything. I'm here to be camera. That's what I'm here for. If there are any issues, throw them my way. I will solve them with the stream functions that I have at my disposal.
Yep. Yeah, Mitch. Let's rock.
What?
And, speaking of cameras and issues and all of that, where can you go to, tell us about those issues? Well, there is the Twitch chat, but there's also another place, called Fine Dining.
Whoa! We both posted at the same time. Yo, Tekmalavis! Woo!
join in there or else I'm going to die.
Yeah, we don't want
Don't
her
do
to
that.
die, so like you better join.
Don't do that, because then how are we gonna do things? Ah!
Anyways, I'm going to be muted. You guys have fun.
Yup.
Also, to answer your question, well, it's quite simple. We just, you guys would just need to go on without me. Nonetheless, so to get more into the mood of the short story at hand, Enev has been called in here for reasons that he, as of current, does not know. Kevaya has carefully picked out the music that you are listening to now. Classical music, love given to her by her seemingly late father. According to her, one of the only things that he ever gave her. Nonetheless, she uses deific rose as a cane and almost stream of consciousness just starts talking. This is the I forget if it's third or fourth. The sleeve didn't come with it, of the nociens, which are piano pieces that were at the time highly experimental. It fits a certain mood, I feel.
Very pretty. You always have
Kevaya.
really... Sorry. No, I was
Kevaya just takes out a pen and starts writing on the letters and paperwork that she's usually seen doing.
Mm-hmm. Enev has been called here, probably not fully explained, just wait, probably told to just hold on and all will be clear eventually. So they're just sitting here. They are holding Otto, who is still unsettled by Kevaya, but is at least content to be in Enev's lap.
She has given, lack of a better term, odd looks to dear sweet Otto, and one can easily imagine why. They're not ones of hostility. At worst, this is teaching the child how to take care of a pet, but also it's a Pokemon. It's kind of weird. I'm not 100% sure if I've told you the full story. So out of curiosity, what is it that we do here? What is it that I do you think?
Well, you... I know you do work of usually involves killing people or the like, or doing other forms of mercenary work.
A fair assessment, though not entirely correct. Of all of the reasons why people commune with me, it is first and foremost to get information. I often describe my job as a villainous social butterfly. Talk to me if you want something to be ironed out.
Like a mediator? Or informant?
More informant than mediator, but... Well... How shall I say? When I was far, far younger, I did mediation work for a short time. It's weird. Interesting, but weird. It was at an old bar where just the seedier dregs of society came around. And, as mentioned, you were supposed to play mediator to them. It was the first job I had after I left the Contour House.
The Contour House?
My dead mother.
Oh.
The house of who you now know as X, and
After a moment, there's a shuffling from above as some of the wooden planks of the ceiling come a little bit loose as someone just sort of very gently drops in, and after a bit the planks just sort of fix themselves. They don't make a sound as they drop. They sort of just take a moment. Normally they were facing at Kevaya and they're like, "Hey auntie, how's Blinks? I thought
Blinks.
we were gonna just meet you and me."
Auto waves.
She stands up, stretches a shoulder a little bit. And that would be a fair assessment. I am sparsely one to go back on deals, however, I thought that this would be more noteworthy than normal, as it were, you see. From where I am sitting, as it were. She, looks down to her chair. Should have said standing. Nonetheless. You are both members of the family. I doubt this comes as a surprise in one way or another. Nicole, you are a... well...
lot of things.
And Enev has been adopted. You have taken after the, lack of a better term, business that I have quite well, Nicole. At the request that you made clear on this particular day. So, I decided to bring along someone who I feel would be best for the job, partially for the sake of, to cut a long story short, partially for the sake of greater understanding of the things and objects you desire to obtain, and partially to serve as bonding time for my children, and last, an introduction to how we work here.
She faces towards Zenev again, their eyes just sort of hidden. After a few moments of sort of not really sizing them up, because of course everyone's seen Enev, they sort of smile a bit and be like, "Well, better them than Vivian, I guess."
Well,
Kevaya looks down at her paperwork intently. Yes, I suppose so. For the record, I've made it abundantly clear that I do not wish for her to do that again.
It's fine.
It is...
I mean,
She holds up a hand. It is only as fine as I deem it. Tell me, were two nations to be in a ceasefire, albeit one with remarkable tension in the air, if one of them just out of nowhere held up a rifle and shot at another citizen of the opposite country, that would lead things to being a little bit up in arms. People to being a little bit up in arms, wouldn't it? That's the kind of thing that I lust to diffuse amongst our ranks, both in regards to Destruction Bench Agreement and my own family. Or in other words, no, it is not acceptable. It is not to be forgiven. It is to be understood that this is not something that should happen again, and a lesson to be moved on from.
understood.
I apologize if that sounded aggressive. That was not my intention. At least towards you. It is a simple fact of the matter, dare I say. Nonetheless, discussing the finer points of a hostage situation is not what we are here to do today, is it? Kevaya lack of a better term, brandishes Deific Rose, but it's sort of subtle. She still keeps it by her side. It is, as of current, unsheathed.
Yeah. So, Goo Guy looks to Enev.
Hey.
So, I know you're the popular one at DBA, the one everyone likes or whatever. So, don't know how the popularity scale gets to you in terms of doesn't care about anyone else or, has a lot of people they know. Name's Nicole Beneo. Or I guess Nicole something. I don't fucking know.
Enev kind of hops off their chair like a little kid, sets down their Pokemon, and goes over and offers a hug. For your siblings, hi, my name's Enev. I guess Enev Vanderbelt, and if we're related, hug.
They sort of, at the spontaneity of it, sort of crack a nervous smile, like, oh, okay, sure, I guess. Nicole, like, gives them a hug.
You
And
hug. They are solid, for the record.
got it. Nicole would have initially asked, like, hey, do you, like, rub off? But then just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Staying siblings a bit of a, weird thing, because there's a lot going on, because, like, depending on how you take it, either I was adopted and I'm her daughter, or I'm her, like, niece, because I'm related to the Big Z, or I'm, like, a clone, I'm not related, so, just whatever.
Enev kind of just blinks. I'm gonna make it simple on myself and just say your family.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Your name is something to be decided by yourself. I should know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So...
So what are we actually doing? I didn't actually get the full details.
Yeah, I was gonna
And I've
ask.
forgotten the finer ones.
So, they're gonna tag along. We're gonna have a little buddy come with us.
They won't get in your way.
This is Otto. Holds up the Oshawott.
I know Pokemon. I'm not, I know the finer points of this.
Kevaya, like, sits down contemplatively in her chair and just very under her breath mumbles, I thought that was a Pikachu.
So, alright, let me just explain the plan I thought up real quick. She takes out a little notepad, checks it a little bit. Okay. So, here's the deal. I, wanted to go grocery shopping for some, non-standard things, they pause a moment. Alright, to be explicitly clear, I want to go to some places in DBA where they showed up, left something behind that was cool, and, it's either gone now or it's not, but I want it.
It's like a treasure hunt. Okay.
Yeah, like a little treasure hunt, except, at the end of the day, I get a bunch of leverage.
Oh, okay. I think I get that. That's kind of like how I found, I picked up some stuff. That's how I picked up Venny.
The knife.
Oh, I kind of got that in the middle of a combat, so I guess it's kind of finders keepers?
You know.
Thanks, but I shouldn't be talking about that too much. Wait, no, but technically, I did give a presentation on it, so I guess it's kind of out in the open.
But in short, the thing was, I can pick up stuff for you if you want, or I can pick up stuff for, I guess, the tyke here.
Waves.
But the main issue I was finding was, how do I get there? And you're pretty good at that. Double finger guns.
I suppose I am, yeah.
Not quite that good yet. The most I can do is accidentally teleport to other dimensions.
Yeah. By the way, if you ever see one that's orange, run. Anyways.
But you're wearing orange. Wait,
Kevaya
no,
notably gets like you see in her eyes like a twinge of anger, and her demeanor does not change even slightly, and you're not sure if it's because she's swallowing it for your sake, because she's used to it, or because she's just that composed. And frankly, any one of those options are scary in their own ways. As she stands up, talking about things even tangentially related to my brother tend to put me on edge. So, how about we stop talking about him and start talking about the shopping list?
Sorry,
All right.
Mom. Okay.
No, it's... I'm not angry. It's just... And nor am I saying that it should be something that is... Sometimes I just get upset about things. And that is a human thing to do. Stark though it may be, the rumors in the underworld dictate that I am a demon, and that is only a very small portion of the truth. Nonetheless, I am human and I experience emotions just as everyone else.
Yeah.
You should not feel bad for forcing me to confront them. Simple as that.
Yeah. Maybe I forget that coping through making jokes about it isn't the normal thing.
And I'm not trying to have you stop.
So,
Let's pretend this interaction never happened. I apologize for scaring or otherwise dissuading you from talking about what you want to. That was never my intent.
nah, it's all good. Your house, your rules. So, I'm down to do whatever you want to do, but, I'm also still me. So, checking my notes. The first place I wanted to visit, was, well, in one of the episodes, there was this underwater something or other. They dropped something there, that had some hell of a kick to it. Looked like some sort of weird Pythos invention from what I've seen of it through research and stuff, and I wanted to see if I could pick it up because, if I remember right, last person who left it there left it in pieces, and, logistically, it shouldn't have been moved.
Unless someone's swept it up or something.
Yeah, it's always a possibility considering people in this world, but, here's hoping that I can just find it and put it back together or something. Otherwise, I can always just steal it.
Well, that is more than fair. I am of the opinion that it was destroyed for a sound reason. I will not halt you from doing as you will. I just think that it would make me feel odd if I did not.
Say what you felt.
Precisely.
No, yeah, I get that. I'm not looking to keep that whole big thing around. It's not something I'm looking for, and I'm not gonna go and sell it to the highest bidder or whatever. I'm just looking to see if maybe I can figure out something to do with it, because no one's using it. Another man's trash is, the treasure of some lady out there, I guess, so guess it's me.
One request, if I may.
Go on.
Astra was the person who destroyed it. Do not. She takes out the record and spins it slightly. Let her know that you touched it.
Okay. I mean, I had no real intent on talking to that one anyway. They seemed a little bit trying to figure themselves out, and I wasn't a part of that, so.
She is a long story for another time. I believe it is in your best interests to heed my advice regarding her.
Yep.
That is all I will say.
And heed it I will.
She places
You know what you're
the
talking
record
about.
back in its sleeve. Mhm.
Should
And
I play
again,
the...
I'm not
Sorry.
trying to be forceful. Yes, feel free. I'm not trying to be forceful either. But I am more knowledgeable when it comes to the still circles. Nonetheless, I am the metaphorical taxi. Where to? She sits down on her desk.
Well, I don't know how you do this sort of thing, so through just doing a bunch of random shit, I figured out potential coordinates, and also just like, I don't know, does this general area sort of work? Just sort of gives her, like, rips out a piece of the paper and hands it over. Nicole had written down a lot of different ways to find this particular location, both by watching the DBA episode and just sort of making a mental trajectory of how the submarine traveled, like so on and so forth. It's hard to compare between Nicole back when she first started and Nicole back when she Nicole now, where back then she didn't seem smart or intelligent to a certain extent. She didn't even know how to read. Now she seems scarily competent, super intelligence almost.
Well, in my humble opinion, not only can I go there since I've seen it, but also if these coordinates are off by, small numbers, we'll get crushed by the countless weight of the ocean on our backs. I tease. I wouldn't mess up that bad.
Edith makes a mental note to figure out, find a borrowing for swimming in the ocean.
You are one of the
So-
most competent ones out there, so.
Let's not get too grandiose with my list of accomplishments. I assume there are no more, shall we say, words that need to be exchanged?
I mean, yeah, not specifically. We could probably just do talking on the way. Guess if this is a little sibling and or cousin, we can hang out while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily going to be a on the way thing, if may I switch maps?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
With a cut of Deific Rose, they find themselves here. Their ears pop.
Whoa.
Everything else is hidden, right?
Yes, I made sure of it.
Okay.
And James, if it isn't, don't see it. It shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So, underwater base, as a cursory thing to describe, because I made sure to check with a lot of people beforehand about this, the facility is basically scrubbed clean. There's nothing necessarily there, that was there originally, and Nicole takes note of that because they sort of think, well, weird thing, it's not there anymore. But
Hmm.
I've got this, and Nicole snaps her fingers, and it would, show up now, this ghostly afterimage of a person next to, the big cannon thing that was left there. That's just a placeholder. It's not really a afterimage of Nicole's. It's meant to be a formless version of Astra, but it could be a formless version of anyone who's next to the cannon.
Wow.
Alright, so someone did take it. How interesting. Guess that goes for the rest of the facility too. Cleanup crews are a wonder these days.
Yeah.
I
So-
imagine it is the forces of one Atrium / Eliza and Rebecca Vane making sure that no loose end remains untied.
Yeah. So, nothing here, nothing here. I'm just gonna assume there's nothing else of use, and, we could just get to the good part as I accidentally swipe that off the map. She sort of cracks her knuckles. Now, if you want to take this one or, borrow it like you're used to, I would like to trade, but, I'm not, gonna stick you to it. You don't need to copy it. I don't need to copy you. Whatever.
And
Just
Enough
figure
kind of watches.
we're just a trio of people who see things and are like, oh, sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, we're learning. Because it's always good to learn and grow. In any means that is.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah, but
Nicole would sort of take a moment, and they would. Why'd the music stop?
I don't know.
Actually,
know.
no, I'll play this one. As Nicole reaches out, and they say something along the lines of now watch the technique that defeated Hades Evergarden, as they swipe their hand out, and I'm not gonna roll for it. Just gonna happen as the object from before appears now. It
Oh,
clatters to the
goodness.
ground.
Thusly is the power of using over 20% of your brain. Goodness gracious, how the times have changed.
Yeah, I'd reckon I got 110% going on up here, so, just casually really smart.
Able to outsmart 5.5 Hades Evergardens. Knowing what I know of him now, doesn't surprise me.
Nicole
Enough,
looks over the cannon, checks it out.
Enough kind of takes a look as well. Like, is this the real one, or is this the apparition that's real?
So,
Sort of.
this would be the genuine article, stolen from whoever had it last, and, hypothetically, they're probably a little bit annoyed, but if I had to guess with these shady sorts, they probably got what they wanted from it, or at least I hope they did, because, I don't care. She sort of takes a moment, picks it up. You can see they are a little bit weak, but after a second, they switch stances in their head, and they're able to pick it up just fine.
Enough would make a motion to touch it if Nicole would stop them.
Oh, sure, you just go ahead and do whatever.
Thank you. And Enough appraises it.
We could probably ask Iris about that, but this is pretty much just a big go fuck yourself drill that has a shit ton of destructive based pythos in it, as far as I remember.
Key.
Gotta say though, I said it a bit ago. Wonder if cleanup crews, huh? Like this, and what else in the facility's been scrubbed?
Hmm. Do you want me to see if anyone else is actually here?
I'd rather not find out.
Okay.
Simply for the safety of everyone here.
Oh, I mean, I doesn't mean like actually going and looking. I have one of my slots that I can do something with.
Yeah, yeah. I know you got your variable thing you can just pull out, though. I was just thinking about it, and I don't know. The idea of figuring out that there's something else in here potentially breeds the idea of something understanding that we're here. So
Yeah, that could be bad.
Some secrets are best left buried. So,
the
Is
I'd much rather live in the universe where you know we're picking this stuff up and we're down here and considering all this other stuff's been you know ripped off the wall, taken away. I'd like to think that the Garden of Eyes or whatever ain't here either.
fair enough.
I do not believe that. How shall I say? I do not believe that investigating into such matters are worth your time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, thinking about it, I might want those research notes from that dude, but no, I'll leave that to whoever.
I'll make the professional call that if you do that, you do it when you're older.
Sure enough.
There is much moral nuance to these things that, dare I say, kids like you don't quite have a grasp of. Which is not me insulting your intelligence, it's me saying that the world is very nuanced and complicated.
Yeah, I get that sort of thing. Though I have been
As
told I'm pretty mature for my age.
a variety of people have been told as such. And just the same, it is not necessarily incorrect. It is simply a changing of the times. Parents consider their own children, especially in this day and age, more mature for a variety of reasons.
Yeah. So, this place is giving me the creeps. Let me get the next location.
Kevaya makes a slash which encompasses the weapon,
Oh,
simply so that we do not need to lug it around. It will be back at my office.
that's pretty poggers.
It is what? She turns around.
Poggers? It's a slang term for like pretty good or pretty cool.
Right.
So, next location. This one will be familiar to you, Enev, buddy. Pats them on the shoulder.
Where are we going?
Well, there was this airship in episode 100 of Destruction Bench
Oh, that
Agreement.
ship. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
there a little bit. I also
That
got
ship,
some wreckage from them.
yeah, that ship sure did crash somewhere, didn't it? And it left behind, its crew, some stuff, some locations that, relatively speaking, would have had someone standing on it at some point. And, that stuff interests me. So, how about from what I can best remember? Reps out another piece of the notepad here. Which would be
Yeah, Kevaya takes it, reads it over. I might mess this one up once or twice, considering that I've seen the ship but not the wreckage.
yeah, pretty vague, considering, not a lot was seen of the wreckage. All that was seen was and then, they're there. How do I where's the reveal
There.
tool?
Oh, wait. Thinks about it. Technically, I was at the wreckage. Or, no, actually, no, someone else was at the wreckage. Never mind.
Why didn't you tell me then? This would have made the whole process so much easier. I am truly betrayed, defeated, and otherwise. She puts Deific Rose through her, like, catches it between her arm and her torso, and then falls over.
Edith like goes on the knees like,
I love you so much, Kay.
It's fine. If someone stabbed me with Deific Rose, I could get up like this. She just stands back up.
I don't think you should. I think there's enough people that have been stabbed in the chest by or in this family.
But I'm saying that I could survive it. She has like this wizened smile on her face.
Yep, so let's see. There are a lot of things I could look for here, because, there was Cloak Lady, who didn't really have much of anything. There was Every, that guy. You fought
Oh
him, right?
yeah, yeah. And I got
Oh man,
I got something from him.
there was something really neat he had. Something like powerful, something that would inspire fear into a lot of people, right?
Thinks about it.
Right, little buddy. The weapon of ultimate power.
Uh,
The
The-
knife.
the knife.
In case you can't catch on, I'm talking about the ring of coins he had on his belt. That's
Oh, that. Oh yeah, I copied
Oh.
that.
Kevaya like turns around. Okay, smartass.
wow. Okay, so you just have that? Okay.
No, I can only keep one thing at a time,
Oh.
and I kept something else from Every.
Well, see, while I could go searching around here for, I don't know, what remains of his corpse, or if there is anything, or like wherever he stood, theoretically, I feel like it would be more conducive to search for something a little more tangible that I could probably find a lot easier. Because this is going to sound silly. Have you guys heard of Devil May Cry? Because if I remember right.
Thinking about it, does it have to do?
It's
Does it have to do with the one guy I mimicked in with the uh uh there's like an error noise.
Here's an
Uh,
echo. There we go. So in short, a literal video game character showed up during this. His name was Virgil, I think, and he did something that was pretty interesting with an item that I think might be pretty special. And it's gonna sound dumb. I think it was a TV remote. And we're gonna pretend this is a TV remote. It's a tape recorder, but like they sort of reach out and, like before, object become theirs. Here we go. Sure, he won't be missing this, or if anything else, you could probably get another one. I mean, they probably
it disappears from Nicole's hands.
They probably sell time-stopping TV remotes at the. Where'd it go? Oh,
I just put it back.
right. You got those long-range cuts.
I think
Well-
it would be.
Hmm?
I think it would be shockingly difficult for it to be simply close range. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's back at the office now. Let's do a 3-point scan. Anything interesting you guys find? I guess I'm the one who has the sight of past people, but hypothetically.
Nothing pardoning a field of scrap metal that I'm shocked has yet to be cleaned up.
Yeah,
I might
Hmm?
I might try to come back here later. Maybe I might be able to appraise something of use, but we're here mainly for your scavenger hunt. I'll come back another time.
Every is a very curious man.
Yeah. Honestly, if I wasn't, well, I guess I am still trying to figure that out because there's a lot of weird stuff with that ship. Considering, I think I already mentioned it, but like the ship came from the future into the past.
Oy, don't get me started. The past is such a fucking headache. Seriously, I'm like,
Well.
I swear to God, I'm 5 seconds away from another me showing up and being like, I have no time to explain. We've got to go team up and fight aliens or something.
We need to go fight Xander Evergarden, and you were like, well, finally someone says it.
Hey, me, there's no time to explain. We got to go fight Xander Evergarden. Nicole just sort of snaps their fingers and it dissolves into, TV static. Kind of like that.
Oh, I thought that was real.
Oh, no. I can just fuck around.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I've properly vocalized it, but his prices were frankly inane.
Whose?
Every's for a job.
Oh.
Huh.
Who would have figured a guy like that would have had, high rates, I guess.
But the fact that someone paid him means that whoever paid him is, like, stupid rich? That
For
kinda...
reference, at the cost that he runs, Kevaya thinks a little bit. I think that it would cost around 60%, perhaps even a bit more, of the family's money to hire him once, which may not sound like the most until you realize that I have factored in all of Falira's kingdoms. That is the GDP of all of them over the course of several years, let us call it.
Now, that's not high rates. That's just being an asshole.
Congratulations, you've solved the first mystery in regards to every... I don't know his last name, don't ask me.
Every Evergarden.
Her fists clench slightly. Was he an asshole? The answer may shock you. Yes, he was.
Wasn't his first name literally?
I am
Oh, well.
not here to talk about one's naming conventions, shall we say?
Sure enough. Next location. Another airship. Different place. This one, I want to be a little bit far away. Here, there's something up with that one.
Alas. But very well.
Yep. They sort of just take the note out, give it to Kevaya. We would be up on the ridge.
Alright, you son of a bitch, fine! I wish you told me that
Sorry.
earlier, you god... You know.
I'm sorry. As they make it, they just sort of touch down, and this is the location of, to be a little bit clear, what remains of the airship from Doctor Session. I got a description of this from someone because some of the things that were lying around for some of the doctors led to, when the ship crashing, very bad things. For example, radiation, and also something else. Cole just sort of looks off into the distance and is like, oh.
Sorry about the odd way that we all manifested. I popped up first, then in a moment of panic, realizing that this is a very odd situation to find ourselves in, moved us a little bit. All this to say... She crouches down a little bit, scours the ship. To think there was a chance I had to survive this mess. Well, to put it simply, I think that I could probably survive in there for an hour before I got notably sick, let's say.
Yeah.
kind of,
See.
just looks at the wreckage out there, is like, that looks really bad. What even is all that? Enif is also trying to appraise whatever the fuck is out there.
Radioactive goo, wreckage, probably people trying to clean it.
If I am truthful, I think that you can summarize the what is out there as the rotten fruits of progress.
Yeah. See, man, I was kind
Obtained
of
through
wanting,
power, just or otherwise.
kind of wanted to pick up something from one of those doctors, assuming they had stuff out here. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want even even if you could withstand it for an hour. I kind of don't want to deal with a radioactive hellscape.
Yeah, no.
And if someone was holding a bunch of radiation out there, or like a radioactive waste rather, and I don't want to think about what other stuff was in there that got unleashed that they didn't like pick up in the episode. So I'll just like leave behind my dreams of getting whatever's in there till I don't know, when does radiation run out?
That is a grandiose question that can be. Okay, Via, like, on second thought, there is a small chance that one of my daughters could potentially do something about it. She's an expert when it comes to resources, half-lives, etc.
Huh. Sounds pretty handy. Though I don't think all that work for just whatever. I don't even know what's out there. So,
She takes interest in it no matter who she's gaining it for. Or, in other words, perhaps she will come of her own accord. Furthermore, if there's anyone I know who has the capability to deal with radioactive things, it would likely be her. One of the handful of little powers she has to do with radiation.
nod, nod. You do well with
Nonetheless,
radiation?
I don't think I've experienced it. Is it like melting?
Probably melting, but like on a spiritual level.
Oh,
And a physical one. And on all levels, probably.
I kind of had to deal with that.
Or you could get like, I don't know, superpowers.
It's melting over a very, very, very long time.
Or laser eyes. You know, a lot of superheroes get their powers from radiation.
Is deep kind of things. I was about to ask is DBA superheroes, but no. No, they're not.
Well, a little bit of a lost cause, but I will say that this one was my bad.
Oh, we tried, and that's the important part.
Yep,
You still
sure
found
did
two
try.
things.
My attempt was looking out at that and saying, no, I don't want to deal with that today.
I
Scoop the
don't
little
know.
fucker by the tail,
They get
hold
scooted
thumb
back.
up upside down.
Where's the next place?
Oh, well, here you go. This one's probably the most important on my list. Nicole takes the note, hands it over.
She looks at the note. I will not stop you from doing so. I will simply remind you of the dangers of doing so.
Sure enough. As they arrive at at the Space Center from episode 107. Nicole sets Otto down. Time hasn't done this place any good.
After the catastrophe that Mercadia caused, I'm surprised the place is even still standing, truth be told.
Probably a little bit more work to tear it down than to just probably eventually reuse it. But, let's see.
Do you believe this place will be reused?
Not soon, but, someone might find a use for it eventually. Speaking
Humans
of,
are curious creatures.
buddy, you mind moving to the side? I think I'm seeing something here. I catch a whiff of, well, I have no visual of them, but a blue man. Ooh, holding something in their hands for me. Isn't that really neat?
How does this work? Because I've seen like kind of episodes, but not.
So, how this works is I have the ability to see into the past. I can sort of, after I manage to tweak my epithet a little bit, I can sort of make these after images of people, things that stood in places that held things, objects that I can see, but people that I can't.
Huh.
This, I might know who this is intrinsically, but it's always going to be anonymous. I can't really see who they are. I don't know them well, so they are not really here, I guess. This,
Okay.
however, I remember seeing this pretty well.
Mhm.
And, yeah, I think I'm gonna requisition this. I thought maybe staring the formless figure of some random dude in the face would be, scary, but no. As they reach, they take the files.
Mm.
This one, no one's gonna know I have this, but this is gonna be interesting. May as
Hold up a
well.
hand. Don't we know you have it?
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, you both know I have it.
Otto feels offended.
I guess Otto knows too. Any flies or gnats or formless individual air particles want to say they see it too? Anyone else who wants to be a witness to this say aye.
Or no.
The conductor rolls by. Kevaya crosses her arms. This is, to date, the DBA has seen anyway, one of the most pathetic wastes of life that has happened this particular episode. Truth be told, I'm surprised that you are digging up old wounds like this.
Well,
You hold something that is dreadfully powerful. You hold politics. Grandiose, curious politics, simply put.
yeah. Again, it's a little bit scary holding this in my hand, but, well, I'm just sitting here assuming that whatever those freaks want it for, they've probably gotten what they wanted. And while I can't undo that, what I can do is have this for myself, figure out what to do with it, maybe sell it, maybe make it free source. Know that Fazio wouldn't like that, but we'll figure that out as it comes. As of right now, I'm holding in my hands probably the best form of renewable energy out there.
That seems neat.
And I guess it does suck what happened
Oh, wait.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. This was
This was
a
the
fucking travesty.
this was the episode I went to space, right?
Yep.
Yep.
One with V's Fatal Crane, who just happened to show up and get his life ruined a bit further. One with, I believe her name is... No, I don't need to single anyone out. This
I
was a bad
remember
experience for everyone involved, including the
Enev
people that were fought.
was Enev, Taliesin, there was the janitor lady, there was Venus, there was
Mellow Granda?
Phone Boy,
Not
yeah.
Pilgrim.
There was Cadence, you know that one. Both of you
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Honestly,
people there.
I have
know
to
a
say
few.
they probably did the best job they could considering what the fuck they're up against, and considering what we know now. Sword, God, the sudden temptation came to me to maybe take that lady's sword, but I think that would be pushing my luck a little bit.
I feel like you mean Cadences?
No, not
No.
hers. She didn't have that at this point, I think. I mean,
Kane, right?
Oh,
the
right,
janitor.
one
Kane.
that she was called.
Thanks. That's where I tried to copy from her, but I couldn't get everything. It
Kane.
was I tried to copy one of her things, but it just fizzled / mutated on its own.
Weird. What were you saying, Auntie?
I was just, shall we say, thinking. Kane, her sword is much like my own in the way they were made.
Built different?
If you end up going up against... Sure. If you end up going up against her, disarming is one of the quicker ways, I imagine, to get her... Harmless is the wrong word.
Defang the animal, can't fight as well. Can still fight, can't fight as well, though.
She fights pretty well.
One of the better I've seen. Truth be told, I'm not 100% sure if... How shall I say this? I feel that she could fight me and get out with her life. Not win, per se, but
Cause a tie.
she
Or be forced
troops
to run.
around. Precisely. And she'd likely escape, too. Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I fashion myself more of a reconnaissance fighter now. I like to figure out what's happening before I make any hasty decisions when I fight. Though actually, now that I mention it, janitor, that brings something to mind. That makes me... Wait a minute. Now, this might sound a little stupid. They reach out and they take one of the buckets with the mop in it. Alright. This should be good enough.
Oh,
Makes up for the other airship, at least. Nicole would be a little more protective of the folder.
If you wouldn't let them, they wouldn't push it.
You can go away. I'm taking this. Because I think I could do something with this.
Looks at bucket. Looks in bucket. What's in bucket?
very weird, like, cleaning fluid and also a mop. She did some really weird mop techniques out there, so figure if I have the genuine article, I could probably tactile pick it up. Besides, is she gonna miss it? She's probably got a dozen.
Okay.
Does this put an end to your shopping list?
I mean, I don't have any eggs or bread, but, you know, I'd say a super weapon, a TV remote, bucket, and, quite possibly the most important file of, documents ever filed. You know, I think that makes up for it.
I, as usual, will not dictate what you do with these items. I will simply advise that you, best you can manage, treat them with respect, let us say.
Treat them with care and use my discretion. I know.
Well,
That go for the, bucket, too, or am I fine to do with that what I wish?
she looks Nicole dead in the eyes, the bucket especially.
Alright. Taking care for the bucket.
Well,
I'm just curious. It looks in the bucket more, trying to understand the significance of the bucket further than I just want to tactilely learn bucket foo.
We can head
shall
home.
we? Yes, I was going to inquire. Well, she takes out Deific Rose, takes another long look at this place. It's curious that you think that it will be used again. She cuts.
Well, eventful? Not really, but helpful? Pretty much.
A lot of work was done. Whether or not it's eventful is besides the point.
It's honestly best that nothing happened. I mean, considering the fact that no one saw us, especially no hiccups made, no troubles. Probably the best it could have been.
It wasn't very helpful, but it was nice to at least see. And
Thanks. Takes remote.
do you need any help bringing anything? Or are you all good?
Well,
I can help, worst comes to worst.
yeah. I mean, it'll be a little bit of trouble considering I'm not usually supposed to let the other sisters see me, but, you know.
Think.
For the record, that is only because explaining the situation with Nicole and having it get out could potentially be an awkward situation. It would be a shame if any omniscient train gods knew of what was truly happening in that attic. Nonetheless,
Man,
she comes here for a place to stay, and I believe it would be hypocritical if I did not extend a helping hand when I was far, far younger. Having a place to stay is all I wanted, almost. Nonetheless, I think that will be everything. While this excursion was fairly short and had loose requirements for our quote-unquote success, I hope that you've learned, well, anything about looking into a place.
Yeah.
And yes, teleportation does do quite curious things.
Yeah. With an epithet like mine, the history of things gets to be a little bit important. Since I'm pretty much seeing it all the time, seeing all of the different things that just sort of happen and unhappen, and people that walk by, and things that happen, so on and so forth. Probably check back and see what was on this plot before the mansion.
I saw the mansion be built with my own 2 eyes as the years went by. There's nothing noteworthy.
You don't want to check to see if there's like a burial ground 10,000 years ago?
The restless souls of the damned can haunt me. They'll need to wait in line for the ones I've already killed.
Ah, Killer.
I think that it's fair to say that those that I've killed with my own 2 hands would have first dibs on haunting my nightmares.
yeah.
It's a damn shame that I picked up something from someone that dictates I can't have them anymore. Alas.
This was fun. Didn't expect seeing another member of the family would be fun necessarily, considering, I was supposed to be up there in secret so it doesn't become a big issue, but I'm open to this happening again potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, not this specifically, I guess, because I'll be real. Those were the 4 places I thought about. I had a lot of different things on a different list because I thought about maybe the place with the one mercenary would be the Cartania lady, but I figured that one was pushing the boundaries of disrespectful.
Cartania, in life, was a woman who was too protective of her old ways of things.
It just kind of feels sad.
Disrespectful or otherwise. How shall I say this? I did what I did to prove a point.
Yeah. You still got eyes on that one?
Kevaya looks at Nicole with the stare of, "Who the fuck are you talking about?" but responds with a calm and collected, "While I do not know exactly who you are speaking of, I have my eyes on a lot of different places and even more different people."
Nicole would sort of mouth something over to Kevaya.
She sits back a bit. The truthful answer to that one is that I got someone who's a little bit more, shall we say, intertwined with tracking people. And the answer to that one is that it has to do with time travel and different dimensions. And that is a headache that, as of current, I'm not wanting to deal with. Or in other words, my eyes are indeed on her, but it's going to be a while before I get anywhere.
That bitch is wrapped up in time travel? What the fuck?
At least in alternate dimensions, and I assume that time and space are intertwined irrevocably. God fucking damn it, Xander! My stupid fucking brother couldn't keep his nose out of anything.
Oh,
I swear to the lords above, to the dead 10,000-year-old corpses below. Oh, fuck.
think we got different people, maybe. Not sure, but we can talk about this probably after.
Yes, at some other point where potentially I actually feel okay in actually mentioning the word Xander around anyone, let alone my fucking self. It just pisses me off because he. He was a very impatient man.
Yeah, I mean, meeting him that one time, I kind of got that vibe.
Xander, ask whatever questions you want about him. As I am. It would be unfair for me to not answer questions about family. He just annoys me because of how passionate he was, only for it to get caught up in things that don't make sense and things that he well and truly should not have been engaged with.
Yeah, the thing with me is I don't have any questions about it, at least not yet. Because, I mean, talking to the guy, I figure, like, that's just... I don't think my deals with that one. Maybe it is. I mean, he admitted, like, 5 times, like, oh yeah, I would have done the same thing in his position, which certainly pissed me off. But not as much as the fucking clown. Oh my god, the clown. Oh my god, the fucking clown.
Why is there a clown that is seriously involved in the making of this? She just gestures broadly. Where does he fit into all of it? What are the colors? How do we get to any answers?
Ina's been standing here trying to listen, but also is like a child that is hearing code words and does not understand.
And Kevaya gives a TLDR of this is what I'm talking about. My brother got involved with 1,000 different things that did not need to be touched. He went not just to the hornet's nest, but to the fucking factory and decided to blow it up. And now it's my problem.
Makes
Hornet?
sense with all the orange.
There's an orange hornet factory?
No, kid, it's a...
There might
metaphor.
as well be. That is my
Actually.
response.
Now that I'm thinking about it, not to clog up the conversation with a bunch of, random non sequiturs, because, I was mentioning. What would your whole, thing with Cartania be? I'm sure you know about what happened to their stuff, right? Or, anything else involving them, or whatever?
I know a little bit. I think one of the people at DBA is their also adoptive kid, and they might hate my guts slightly.
Oh. Interesting.
And also, I think all of her weapons and stuff were stashed away with her body, and the one that knows where that location is kind of an AWOL.
The weird, creepy, spectral, bloody bandages, no face
Spectral
type thing.
Ghost friends, yes.
Yeah, she gave me a friendship bracelet. It's very
Ooh,
nice.
what? Does it say what date you're going to die on it?
I didn't look.
I think that it is best that you do not. Kevaya says, like, pulling at her neck a little bit.
I thought it
Oh,
was
come
just
on.
I thought it was just funny symbols.
I
It
mean,
may very well be, but who knows?
yeah. I mean,
Mental note: do not appraise the.
best not. Yeah, probably best not look into it unless you're looking to gamble. Who knows? It might not be set in stone until you look. And stuff like that, it's either tomorrow or never.
Kevaya, has a slight aneurysm about time travel again, then just... It's fine.
Wait a minute.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes?
If someone says you're going to die tomorrow, but then you skip tomorrow somehow, how does that work?
I imagine that somehow, someway, you will be returned to that day and killed. Or the prophecy is skipped. Who knows?
Time travel stuff seems weird, but also
Yes.
important. Kind of
Yes,
looks at Nicole. Your ability to interact with objects of the past is really kind of cool. But I know I'm not supposed to borrow from anyone that's been involved with kind of
I'm done.
things.
I'm free. Completely clean.
Oh,
My hair's just white because it just was like this.
that's confusing. But
I had to burn all the pigment out of it because I was kind of shooting so much power through my body that I fucking probably busted a few things, but I'm fine now.
well, I've heard from someone that at least you're not bald.
Yeah. I don't really know what hair color I'm gonna have in the future. I know my eyes are red. I know that Kay seemed to take interest in that one. But
Okay.
it's weird. As much as I want to say thanks for saying the time travel school, that was kind of more Big Z's idea, considering he kind of beat it into me. But I have been forcing myself to go in a more memory-based direction because that's what my Epithet's primarily based in. And when it comes to the past, it's just a nice little add-on that I can tack on there. Hopefully, knock on wood, no one's come to deal with me yet. But I think everything's gonna be okay.
Okay. Well, you're obviously busy now, but maybe some other time I'd be interested to see if I could do it. Or at least learn some more stuff, because you're cool.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Time stuff is kind of fucked up, so you might want to be careful with it. I know I only use it for personal gain, so that's a good way to use it.
Kind of things. Does using it to solve a missing persons case sound as personal?
Probably, I think that's not messing with time. That's probably just tracing footsteps or something.
Hmm.
Right, that makes sense. Looks at Kevaya.
She has been holding a feather quill pen that she uses because she is edgy like that. Looks up. Sorry, I was thinking about that for a little bit. Or thinking about other things, rather. To answer the question, time travel is one of the few powers I do not bother with. I suppose it depends on who you ask, you know?
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I may, though. Am I too quick to anger? This is ultimately a smaller side tangent compared to what I'm going to ask, but I thought that it was noteworthy. I've been getting a little bit more short-tempered recently, and it's been scaring people, and that is the opposite effect that I desire to have on close friends, at least. Such as yourself.
It's weird, right? Because I consider that different from anger. That's just short little bursts, short little ticks. You get a little annoyed. Not annoyed, really, but a little peeved. Anger, in my eyes at least, is when you want to clobber the shit out of someone. It's kind of what that redhead lady Cadence does now, but like, you know, on a person-to-person level. I consider you getting a little bit like peeved off at certain topics, but not like angry. At least not that I've seen you.
Right.
Of
Secondarily,
course. Oh, go on.
I am a very busy woman. May I make a request? I hear no talk of ill desire of such a thing, so
Mhm.
there is a company by the name of Tangent Fields. I request for you to simply keep a bookmark on it. Let me know any
Field.
information that goes down the pipeline. That's all.
Got it. Bookmarks are more Cheshire's thing, but you know, I'll take that.
Perhaps I can talk with him too. I'm sure.
It's Trident Fields. What was it again?
Tangent.
Tangent Fields. Got
Consider
it.
it a favor for a friend of mine.
They write that down in their little notebook, put it in their pocket. Kept in mind. I'll see what I can do by looking out. Usually just scan the, scan whatever I can. I feel like Cece's probably wondering where I am at this point.
Kevaya shrugs. This was a productive day, no matter what's happened. I probably have a few things I need to be getting to as well.
And
Yep.
I'll probably just head back. But thank you again for letting me come along.
No problem, little
course.
pal. Here. Dap me up. Like they sort of just raise their hands for a high five.
Enev does not quite process that they let their borrow epithet proceed to mimic you, as I assume they dab them up.
They effective. It's dap me up. They do effectively a fucking secret handshake that they didn't actually expect you to follow through with, but like note that you're just basically copying the fucking motions, and it's like, wait a minute, I've trademarked that, but doesn't say anything.
Okay, so that's what they mean by dab me up. Okay, now I know this for future now.
Yeah.
Come on, we're gonna go practice.
I've got to go retreat back into the attic where I belong. So
Bye, Mom. Bye, Nicole.
If you need to
leaves.
go anywhere, let me know.
thanks. Still appreciative for all the nice times we have together and so on.
As mentioned, it's only fair. I wish someone did the same for me when I was younger. Having a place to go and hide. She
Nod.
looks to the side a bit. I was not expecting to think about my childhood as much as I have today. I don't think about my childhood very much.
Hey, same here.
Xander, what? The thing that now possesses Xander's body used your childhood more as a threat or insult than anything, so, I feel that. Never mind.
This is probably gonna sound weird. I do sometimes wonder what it's like to be Coley. considering,
She
like,
shakes
you know.
her head. It's only fair to, how shall I say? It's only fair to think about how things could have gone. But staying in there is a guaranteed way to let yourself die.
Yeah, sounds about right. Nicole, tucks the notes and all of that into their, like, pockets, like, hoists the bucket over their shoulder, puts a lid on it. How am I gonna go about moving this?
Kevaya pulls out Deific Rose. It vanishes.
Oh,
Don't worry, it's several miles safe under the dirt of a mountaintop.
thanks. I'll go retrieve that, eventually.
Or you can just let me know when you require it.
Yep.
That would probably be a simpler way of doing things.
Thanks much.
Yeah. She does the same treatment with the bucket, remote, and file. These
Oh,
ones do not go several miles into the dirt.
I could have carried those, but, thank you.
She shrugs.
You're a good mom. And they sort of duck back into the attic.
Kevaya seems to think of and hang on those words for a little bit. That old friend of mine. Perhaps I should talk with her. Kevaya stands up again, stretches, and fades to ash. And with that, I think that we can put an end to this iteration of downtimes.
Short story.
Or short stories. This is an offshoot of DBA downtime. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! No one cares. No one cares.
You
You
care.
don't need to be a fucking bastard about this, James. But here you are anyway. Look, you go.
I was just
And the
hoping you
fucking
find
stream.
the word you.
And the fucking stream.
Goodbye, everyone.
Right now.
If you want to know where you can
Goodbye.
find more of us, we have this funny thing
Then you
on
know
our
what?
thing
Then
on
you know what? I
Discord.
don't know if you deserve it. I don't know if you fucking deserve it. If you really
Well,
want to,
what
I guess
about-
you can join our Fine Dining Discord server for updates on when we're going live and all that other shit. But James,
Hi.
maybe James is gonna take over everything by the time you come around, Maybe he's gonna be like, man, I fucking love correcting people on minor, just
I
the
was trying to
smallest little
help.
bullshit pieces of things. Yeah, you just wanted to help?
I
You
want
just
to
wanted to
help.
help, and here we are. Here we are. Here we
Yeah.
are, James.
Yeah,
End
hi.
the fucking stream. I asked you to end
Okay.
the fucking stream, and
Goodbye,
here we are.
everyone.
Here we
Love
fucking are.
you.
You didn't do it. You didn't do it, did you, you fucking
Bye.
failure? Did you? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
Nuh-uh.
did.
Not
I
even a little
did.
fucking
I did.
bit.
I stopped it.
Okay. I can
I lied. I didn't stop it. They can hear us.
Ah,
go.
no!